This experience of decision quicksand is something that often happens at an implicit level. We are sometimes aware of what's going on, which is when we might do something to solve it. But in many cases, it is implicit, and we only realize what happened in hindsight. I think most people have probably been through this experience of trying to choose among options where you kind of realize this is not an important decision, maybe trying to choose which sandwich to order, or trying to pick a toothpaste, or trying to pick a flight online. You kind of know that it's not important, but somehow you end up struggling with it, and then the more you struggle, the deeper you sink, and you end up kind of looking back and say, why did I end up spending so much time on that decision? Generally speaking, people tend to associate important decisions with difficulty. So kind of at an intuitive level, you expect the more important decisions, the ones that are more consequential, to also be more difficult than ones that are less consequential. That's fine. The thing is that unimportant decisions or trivial decisions can also be difficult sometimes. So, suppose I'm trying to order a sandwich. Maybe there's a lot of background noise. Maybe the chalkboard where the options are listed is just hard to read for some reason. Maybe there are just too many options to choose from. That doesn't make the decision more important. It just makes it more difficult. The thing is, because we have this association between importance and difficulty, our brain interprets that as important. So, this is difficult, therefore it must be important. Now again, it's very implicit. But we kind of demonstrate in our research that this is actually what's going on. People misattribute these incidental experiences of difficulty to decision important, and then in turn, because it feels more important to really get it right, to get the decision right, they expend more effort. So I think there are different ways in which our research is already beginning to have an influence. Just recently, for example, a director of Bing at Microsoft, the search engine, was quoted saying that our research and this notion of decision quicksand influenced their thinking about how to design a search engine. For example, how many search results should someone get? So certainly this is something that again, our work and the work of people around us who do work on related questions is certainly influencing the industry. So that's again a great source of kind of satisfaction for us as researchers, seeing that people are relating to what we do. So I think there are some things that a person can do to maybe prevent themselves from falling into this. Some strategies might rely on external cues. Like if you're at a restaurant, you could say, I'm definitely going to place the order within a minute, or I'm going to ask someone else to make the decision for me. The sandwich I'm trying to pick, just pick one for me. It doesn't really matter. I know it's not a consequential decision. I can delegate it to you. That's one strategy. Another strategy is related to this notion that decision quicksand really is something that happens when you're caught up in the heat of the moment. It doesn't tend to happen when you benefit from the bird's eye view. And so just take a break, do something else, distract yourself for a minute or two, then come back to the decision. You'd be surprised how refreshed your look of the decision is. If there's one thing that I'd like other people to take away from our research, or that maybe I've taken away from the research, is that even if I can't completely avoid falling into decision quicksand, at least understanding why it happens sometimes makes the whole experience more kind of laughable and sort of intellectually interesting. And that's something I find comforting.